Well, hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Life as Tiff knows it. Tiff here, bringing you another WIP and Chat. WIP and Chat stands for Work in Progress and Chat. This is my long-term work in progress. This is a piece from the company Crafties. It is entitled Chicago River by Maja Ronska. And I'm about to open a new section. I have a few to finish up in this section, but it just feels right to open up a new section as we start this WIP and Chat today. It is a gorgeous day as I'm looking out my window right now. It's been beautiful weather in Colorado. So we just came back from Ikea, which is one of my favorite places. Very nostalgic for me. Lots of dates and firsts happening at Ikea. I actually felt like I was starting to go into labor at Ikea when I had my daughter like 5 years ago. So it's a special place for me. So we just got back from there. We were outside. It's slightly windy right now. I don't know about you, but wind drives me insane. But it's nice to look outside, watch people like walking by without a coat on. Like it's still like chilly, don't get me wrong. Like you definitely would need a long sleeve shirt, but it's feeling like spring. It's feeling, I don't know, like I'm feeling so much different in a positive way as of late. And we'll get into that a little bit. Trying to think of channel news before I dive into kind of like my week and getting you caught up on all of those things. I don't really have any channel updates. I hope I have more of this symbol. There just doesn't seem to be a lot of this one. Let's see, what was I going to say? And how do I want to actually diamond paint here? I might have to move this over here so that the angle is better. I do have a yarn shop with me at Walmart coming up. I'm going to schedule that for this upcoming Friday. Just so you're aware. Hopefully, if you're into diamond painting, you're not minding the yarn content that I'm producing. Yarn has been kind of a renewed passion of mine. And so I've been kind of capitalizing on that. Let's see. Maybe I do need a diamond paint from this angle. Trying to figure out what is working, what works best. Let me get this shade up. That might make it a little bit lighter for you. Yeah, this kit looks so pretty as I'm looking into my camera. It's gorgeous. I am enjoying this kit to no end. Diamond painting wise, I don't really have anything new to share. I'm really wanting to get through this kit. It's been challenging, I'm not gonna lie. And it's a kit with a lot of confetti. It's square drills. The symbols are hard to read. Possibly because it's been in the sunlight so long that it's starting to fade a little bit. But yeah, I don't see too much more of this. Oops, I'm accidentally moving you here. Symbol. So not too much new. I've been really wanting to diamond paint greeting cards. Yeah, diamond painting for that angle is not gonna work for me either. Y'all, I'm on the struggle bus. I should have figured this out before I started filming, huh? That's what you're secretly thinking. We'll do it like this. It's fine. So I've been really wanting to do greeting cards. I'm getting ready for some craft shows. My mojo for just creating diamond paintings for myself has kind of declined. I would love to hang diamond paintings all over my house. And I don't think my husband minds that. I know he doesn't mind it. But it's shifted. I think the past couple of years, that's been like my big thing, is just creating artwork for our house that I really love. And although I still value that, it's just not, I don't know. It's more exciting to do craft shows right now currently for me. So I'm following my joy. And so my channel's kind of following my joy as well. And I'm okay with that. I just hope other viewers are okay with it as well. So yes, that's the latest for me. I don't plan on buying any more diamond paintings. At work, so I work in a school, if you're new to my channel. I'm a mental health provider in a school. And I host a club for diamond painting for kids. And we just ordered this custom diamond painting that's huge. So I might be spending some time on that diamond painting. Which will be when I'm at work. So less time for this diamond painting. Oh my gosh. No, I think I can create more time. I'll just kind of dive into what else is going to talk about. So the last time I made a WIP and chat, I wasn't like in the best like physical health. My body was just cramping up and I feel like giving up on me in some ways. Like I have sciatica problems that pop up. And I don't know, I would say this past week, I'm not sure what it is. I felt so much better, like physically feeling energized. I'm taking multivitamins again. So I try to be consistent about that, but I ran out and didn't have some for a little bit. So that might have been part of it. I'm trying to drink more smoothies. So I'm really a fan of acai. And so I make a berry acai smoothie with orange juice as the base, the juice base. And they're delicious. I'm adding chia seeds to it. And so I'm giving my body more nutrition. And I just feel so much better. I also am really excited to report that I think last time I was saying we bought an Oculus and I was planning on doing some workouts with a coworker and I was really bummed because it was giving me headaches. I think I figured it out. I've been working out at night. I didn't last night, but previously, like I was working out and I'm sore, my body's sore, but I'm so excited because I'm not getting headaches afterward. It's not impacting my mood in a bad way. And so I think I have found a workout routine again. I used to have a really solid workout routine, and for some reason, well, I do know why, and I've talked about this before, but I feel that workouts sometimes are very much, I tie it to what's going on in my life at the time. And because my workout routine I felt was like a coping mechanism when I was struggling with some stuff, every time I go back to that workout routine, it reminds me of the stuff I was struggling with and just puts me in a bad headspace. So I am deciding to do a different workout routine, and hopefully I'm socializing with someone, a friend that I care about, a coworker. So yeah, I'm thinking that's boosting my mood as well as I'm really getting active. I've moved more this weekend than I have in a long time. And it's really what it like translates to is I'm more productive. Like I get more stuff done, which is great. So it could be that I am actually producing more diamond painting things. And I'm finding time to spend on this diamond painting project because I want to do that. It's not that I don't want to. It's just like I am lacking in the energy. So I'm saying that, and I'm also recognizing that this upcoming month is going to be a bit insane for me. as well. So let me tell you about the upcoming month in my personal life. So March is like the unofficial time for parties at our household. And so last time I was talking about our house is currently being repainted. And that, I think always with house projects, it's so easy to underestimate the time and impact it's going to have. And that's definitely like what's happening with our current projects. So our house, we hired someone to paint it, and it looks beautiful. It's just going a little slower than we imagined. We have a party we're hosting for a friend next weekend, like next Saturday. Today is Sunday, and so it's 8 days away. And I had I wouldn't say a panic attack, but I am starting to feel the stress because our house is not put together at all. Like our living room has stuff from the dining room in the living room, like all stacked together. And I was thinking, well, let's move all this stuff. Let's start moving it back. We have the weekend to do it. But all of the painting materials are in the dining room still. And so we can't really do that. Our bathrooms are getting painted this week. So in our bathrooms, there's like all this tape and like protective stuff. And so I'm feeling the stress. I really am. So I'm really happy that my body is doing well, that like mentally, besides the stress, like I feel like I'm coping positively for the most part. But it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. I want to get everything put together, and it's just really hard when you have like painting materials everywhere and you can't put things back until a certain point. And I just have to remember that, you know, our house isn't going to be perfect. It's never going to be perfect. And I have to just let go of that expectation of myself. Like when I'm hosting a party or I have people over, that it's supposed to, like our house is supposed to be amazing. It's just not realistic. And I have other priorities in my life too. Like I work full time. I'm a mom. I love to craft, and I'm trying to also start kind of like this side gig with crafting stuff. So yes, that's been like my current like big stress is remembering that. On the positive side, we went to Ikea today. We were looking for a couple of items, and I'm so glad we only purchased one because, you know, these are also very expensive, you know? But the item we purchased, I think, is going to be a great addition to our house. Like, it's something that we've needed. And it's silly we haven't had one this whole time. We do not have a coat rack. So, we also, I don't really like the current way that we store our shoes. So, we have one, like a shoe carrier thing on the back of a door. But it looks kind of tacky to me, and it's the first thing you see is all kinds of shoes, and so we're revamping that. We went to Ikea and we bought it's a coat rack and it stores shoes, and so I'm pretty excited about that. I think that's gonna upgrade the look of our living room and entryway. We also were on the lookout for a new rug for our dining room. Because our current rug, although I really like the design, it curls up. And it just doesn't look good. We've tried to hold it down with Velcro strips. We've tried many, many things. And so we couldn't find a rug that we really liked. And rugs, I feel like, are an investment. Like some of them, they were so expensive. But we found one on Amazon that I really like. It's black and white. We're kind of reinstating this theme of black and white in our house, and I love it. I love it. And so we ordered a rug. We got a coat rack. The coat rack and the storage for shoes is not very pricey. So that's a positive thing for sure that I'm happy about. And honestly, the biggest stressor with this party is we currently do not have light fixtures. Like, we have some, but we're hoping to get new light fixtures while we're painting because they're up on the ceiling anyway. We took down the light fixtures. We currently just have wires hanging. So I was joking with some coworkers and other people, and I think I want to add to the invitation, bring your own lamp. Instead of bring your own beer, bring your own lamp. But it should be fine. We'll make it work. I could take I could bring a lamp from my work for my party. That's where I'm at with that. I thought that was pretty funny. Here's the other thing that's going on in our house is, let me tell you, the contradictions of me. So, as you probably know, I have guinea pigs. We own 2 skinny pigs, and skinny pigs are just guinea pigs that don't have much hair. They do have a little bit of hair, but not much. They look like baby hippos. They're my babies. I love them. I feel some guilt because I don't feel like I pay enough attention to them as I should. But they get what they need. They are happy. They have a huge cage. They have each other and they get along for the most part. So I think they live good lives. We have recently encountered a problem where we have at least one mouse in our house. And so I like guinea pigs, and my thoughts with mice are very complex. So guinea pigs don't freak me out. They don't scare me. I think they're very cute. I interact with them all the time. I clean their cage. Like, I love them. And mice, you would think, would be like the same kind of concept. What freaks me out about other rodents is I don't like their tails. Their tails freak me out. I don't know why. And there's such a difference between a pet rodent, a pet guinea pig, which I think they're actually relatively clean creatures. You know that they don't carry disease. They don't bite you intentionally, like all those things. You keep their cages clean for the most part. Mice, I mean, it grosses me out, and I don't like that we have a mouse in our house. But I also do not want to kill a mouse. I feel very, like, a lot of cognitive dissonance that I cherish one rodent so much, and it would just be very cold and heartless to me to just be okay with killing a mouse on purpose. Like, what the best case scenario for me would be is for the traps that we have to work. We have no kill traps where they get stuck in something. And then, like, I would be willing to drive the mouse out, like, miles away. Because apparently, if you're within a mile radius, they can find their way back to a house, which is, I don't know that's what my husband said. I don't know. That's crazy to me. But I mean, I would be willing to put in that effort to release a mouse into a field or somewhere where it would be relatively safe. I mean, I don't think I can guarantee that, but I don't want to kill a mouse. I just don't. The other thing with traps is I don't want it to be something that would hurt or be harmful for my 4-year-old, who, if it was like a snap mouse trap, I'm sure she doesn't listen well, and I don't want her to get hurt. I want her to break a finger or anything like that. So those types of traps I don't want. And then using chemicals or poison, I just heard is not a great idea. Number one, I don't want that, like, my guinea pigs exposed to that at all. I want to keep them safe. And number two, I've just heard with like rat poison, if another animal gets a hold of them and eats the rat, then it can poison that bigger animal. So we don't have cats or anything like that, but I just don't want, I don't know. And so I was okay with the idea of our traps maybe just taking some time to work, but it really shifted when I saw a mouse on the kitchen counter. And that was just so gross to me. Like, we prepare food there. It's like not sanitary. It's running all over things. There could be poop, and like, you don't want to eat mouse poop. That's so gross. And so, long story short, I came home a couple days ago from work, and I'm home alone. I'm watching like Dateline or 28 or 48 hours, like a mystery show. So I'm like in that mood where I'm all jumpy anyway. And this freaking mouse comes and runs right by my foot. I scream, and it's not even fazed by me anymore screaming. Like at first, it would run away, it'd run under the fridge, and it would be scared. And now it just like stares at me. And so I think there's more than one. And so I'm upset. I'm just like, I feel trapped on the couch because I don't even want to get up. Like, I'm sure I didn't feel like the mouse is going to attack me. I don't want it around my feet. I don't want it touching me. I don't want anything like that. And so I call an exterminator because I do not want to be around. The other thing I'm worried about with traps is I don't want to be home with my daughter and have a mouse in a trap and then have to deal with it, or my daughter to see a dead mouse or a mouse that's dying. I don't want to, I don't know. I am at the point where I'd rather pay someone to deal with it and not be involved at all in the process. And so I called. It's just like, I think he's just trying to be relatable with this like overly friendly guy that kept calling me Tiff. And like, I go by Tiff, like the name of my channel is Life is Tiff Knows It. But like, I don't feel like people who have just met me, unless I've initiated it, like should be calling me Tiff. Like that's kind of like a nickname, And so that was kind of off-putting in a weird way. But he was super nice. We have an exterminator coming tomorrow. I feel very bad. I don't want mice to die, but I also do not want them in my kitchen on my counter. Like, just get out of my house. Like, that's what I wish. My husband wanted to try some repellent, like mint, but we also have this party coming up. I do not want mice around when there's people here. Like, so I made that tough decision, and I'm moving forward with it. And I've said so many times on the phone to the overly friendly guy, like, it just needs to be something that doesn't harm the guinea pigs. And I think he thought it was funny that I'm so worried about one rodent. Like, it's just ironic. It just doesn't make sense to people. But I don't know. But that's been a big challenge for me, is figuring out how to navigate that without feeling bad. I'm over it though. I'm over it. Just stay out of my kitchen. It's not your kitchen. Do not run by me. Like, I don't even want to cook in my kitchen right now. That's like, the food grosses me out. I don't want there to be something in a pan. I'm like feeling like I have to wash everything, and then I still feel like it's not clean. Ugh. It's the worst. It's like robbed me of my like security and joy of cooking. And now I feel like I'm wasting food and spending more money. Y'all, it's just been hard. That's been hard. But thankfully, they're coming tomorrow. I won't even be home. I'm just going to, move on from it. Just going to move on. Let's see. So there's that. What else has been happening with me? I have been obsessed with weaving. I use a loom to weave, and I've been making coasters. So you'll see in my weekly update videos, just like those YouTube shorts, you'll see that I am making a ton of coasters. Now, I hope they're not too small. I think they're on the smaller side, but most beverages I think will fit on these coasters. And of course, I'm trying to sell them. So yes, that's been bringing me a lot of joy to make those. If it's not too windy out, which it is windy currently, I was going to go out and rake today, but I don't know. Maybe the world is just saying, no, just clean up your craft room. Because that is one thing that now I can organize. And then just work on coasters after this whip and chat. I do want to diamond paint more though. Oh, I'm so conflicted. My neck and back feel better too. I feel so much better physically. I feel like I have the energy to diamond paint. Does anyone else like feel like neck pain from diamond painting? I know that there's a lot of things I can do different, like ergonomically and get a table that's higher, all those things. But that plays into my desire to diamond paint as well. Yeah. Let's see. Last weekend I went to this really cool place called Board Train USA. Was that the name of it? Game Train USA. And it's this cool place that it looks like you're on a train. Like the floor even shakes, and then there's these TVs that look like you're looking out windows that show you like moving on a train. And then they have like over 300 board games. So I met a coworker and her husband. Well, and she's my friend too. A coworker friend. And we played some board games. And it was really fun. It was so fun. I feel like I've been like more social lately as well, which I feel like just like exerts a lot of energy for me, but it's good for me. It's really good for me to socialize. We played a game called Mysterium, which I think that's a really pretty game. The premise of the game is someone is a ghost who has been murdered. And the other players have to figure out who the murderer was. Like the weapon they used, the place that it was done, and who the murderer was. So it's a little bit like Clue, but different. And the ghost gives you clues by giving you kind of like these whimsical art cards that the ghost picks for each player. So it was really fun. It was so fun. A little bit expensive. I feel like lately I've been spending a lot of money. It's like that time of year where like the weather's getting warmer. There's things to do. People are itching to get out. I gotta just be okay with that. You know, everything comes at a cost. Everything comes at a cost. This weekend, one of my good friends got married. And so I'm so happy for him. It was a kind of a non-traditional wedding where, yeah, it's so interesting. So I'm going to share like the dynamic. So my friend, I won't say his name just in case he doesn't want, I don't think he'd care, but my friend I've known since middle school. And I actually had a huge crush on him. Like, I was obsessed with him. It was like a middle school crush. And he considered me like one of his closest friends. And we kind of had like it was hard for me because he wasn't interested in being more than a friend. And I was determined to marry him. And the more I tried, the more it just hurt my feelings. Like, I think sometimes he had some stuff going on in his life that made things hard for him. And he took it out on me. And like, he sometimes didn't say the kindest things. And when it's paired with a very insecure teenage girl, it was hurtful. You know, he would talk about how he liked, like Hermione from Harry Potter. And to this day, I don't like Hermione. I don't really like Harry Potter. And a lot of it had to do with the fact that, like, I felt so hurt that he was just talking about how much he loved another girl. He loved Emma Watson. And so it just hurt my feelings. And I've obviously gotten past that, like that part of it. But the other big thing is that he's gay. He didn't really come out until he was older. And ever since I knew that, that helped me a lot to like feel better about myself. It helped with my self-confidence, because that's why it never really worked between us. And honestly, like, we're good friends, but I don't think would be compatible, even if he wasn't gay. Like, everything works out for a reason. And like, I just feel so grateful. Like, my story, and I think just it's true with a lot of people, or most people in life, that like sometimes like the hardest things that we go through, we have to go through because it leads us on the right path to set us up for something great. I felt that way with this person, and it led me to the next person that wasn't right for me. And that set me on the path to find the love of my life. And I'm so happy in my relationship and my marriage. I think every marriage can be challenging and has its ups and downs, but I just feel so happy for the most part in my marriage. And so it was interesting because this guy was in my wedding party. He was actually like my quote, quote, bridesmaid. He did my hair for my wedding. And it was just like really nice to see him getting married to another guy, who I really like. And I wish them the best. I want them to be happy, because sometimes I see them arguing and stuff. And that's part of a relationship too. But it's funny, like, I wasn't expecting to be so emotional at this wedding. Like, and I was. It brought back so much. I got to see like his family that I haven't seen some of his family for like 10, 15 years, or longer. And so it was very nice. The wedding itself was outside, which it was so windy yesterday. It was very cold, and I felt bad because it was at a park and the view was beautiful, but the wind kept knocking down the flowers. And then there was this like water ceremony where like it was supposed to be symbolic of water coming together to form a union, just like they're forming a union, and the water spilled, and it was very memorable, and it was lovely. Their vows were lovely. And then we got to eat at this really good Italian restaurant. And I'm really happy that I purchased an adult beverage, because it's really hard for me to socialize with strangers. Like, I was just sitting by a bunch of strangers, and Bill, my husband, so that was good. But it turned out to be just a really fun wedding, and I'm just so happy for my friend, and I just hope that he gets everything, that they both get everything that they want out of life, and that their relationship is positive. And yeah, so anyway, I'm very like emotional right now, because I wasn't expecting me to feel so many emotions. Nothing like jealousy or anything like that. Like, I don't have any feelings anymore romantically, but it certainly does remind me of how vulnerable I felt back then. and how like I've just known him for so long. You know, it seemed like that was what his mom was saying. Oh, Tiffany and him have been friends forever, like since grade school and all this stuff. And it was just really fun and memorable. So that was this weekend. And then we went to, like I said, Ikea. I have this big event at work that I'm coordinating a big event in April, and it's just been stressing me out. And so I think for me, I just need to remember that I have some big things coming up, things that are nerve-wracking, and I'm going to get through them just fine. Like everything's going to be fine. It reminds me of the quote that I wrote down, which is, love yourself a little extra right now. You're evolving, learning, growing, and discovering yourself all at once. And it's about to get magical for you. And I think that's so true. Like, I just feel like I am physically feeling so much better. Like, even like breathing, I can breathe better. I'm physically, my body is doing well. Mentally, I'm in a good mood. I have a lot of energy. And I am going to get through my challenges of putting my house back together and having people in my home that I'm not used to having in my home. And it's all going to be okay. Everything is going to be just fine. And I think that's really all I had to talk about this time. Look at this. I got some of this section done. Thanks so much for joining me and, watching me. I appreciate your support of my channel. If you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing for more diamond painting and yarn type of content. And I'll see you in another WIP and Chat in a few weeks. Thank you. Bye.